then came in and saw you.
Awesome. Yeah. So to give you a little bit of backstory, Amy started with our 6-week challenge. That's kind of how she...
6-week challenge.
6-week
yes.
challenge. That's how she got to us, and that was the ad that you're talking about that you saw on Facebook that kind of sparked your interest to come in here and do that. So let's talk about your journey through the 6-week challenge. Let's talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about the video diary that you did, but I want to talk about your journey through that 6-week challenge, how it started for you, what the middle of it was like, what the end of it was like. Talk to the people about kind of that journey through that 6 weeks.
It was good, bad, ugly. I mean, it was something I had never done because I was always scared to actually do something for fear of injury, which those of friends that know me know that that's common in my life.
A little accident prone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotten to be a joke at this point. So, you know, I needed to do something. I needed an outlet to kind of put on my energy. And, you know, I struggled with turning 40. That was the big thing. So I came in, and I saw all these girls sweating, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then Brittany met with myself and just one other person, and it wasn't even 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, here's my credit card. Let's go, I'm good.
So did you have a sense of like skepticism? Like, what was your thought process? Take us back to that day when you came in. Were you like super nervous, or were you like really eager, or?
Super, super nervous. And you know, I'm a social person, but I always like to kind of feel out where I am, feel out the vibe, and make sure I'm not dropping any F-bombs like I like to do. So, you know, that first day, it was very, very scary, but the person that Brittany immediately greeted me at the door, and Shauna, who is actually sitting outside here right now, was my first. She partnered me up with her, and she was just like, "You're gonna be fine.
That's awesome.
Everything's okay." And it was so much fun, and I couldn't wait to come back.
That's awesome.
Okay. Cool. So with that being said, let's dive into the questions. We had asked Amy, we always like to give people a little bit of a heads up when we bring them on so they're not like totally blindsided. So we gave Amy some homework before the show, and we have some questions. So she's got her answers written down here. She'll elaborate on those a little bit. But let's talk about the first one. How long of a process has this been for you to kind of lose the weight that you've always wanted to lose?
I've been kind of overweight, and it's been a battle since my early 20s.
Okay.
Multiple injuries, multiple surgeries, and you know, all that fun, crazy stuff. It just, you know, there were some times in my life where I started doing really good and started having good results, and then injury. So that's always kind of been my downfall. So coming here again, it was like the best experience ever, because I said, you know, if I get injured, it's fine.
Right.
There's nothing I can do. But I have to do something.
So take us through your first experience, that first week. Like, what did you experience? How did you feel?
First 24 hours, honestly, I cursed the toilet and I cursed stairs. The toilet and stairs were the absolute worst. But it got to be funny because people around me were just laughing at the way I was walking. And you know, you're like, I know I'm going to get through it. And everybody just drink water, drink your BCAAs, do this, do that. And I was stretching constantly. And it was tough. It was really, really tough. But it was like, okay, I know I'm gonna get past this first week. And then I got past the first week. And then it's like, okay, now I can go to week 2.
So, guys, for those of you that are just tuning in, we're speaking with our special guest, Midwest Performance member Amy Ballard. She lost 26.4 pounds in just 12 weeks. So she's actually taking us through her journey and the experience that she had. So my question for you is, for those of you that do not know, throughout her journey, Amy decided to keep a vlog, a video log of her experience throughout her 6-week challenge. So I'm kind of curious, what made you pick up your camera or phone and start recording your journey?
I still ask that question every day. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. It's one of those things where it was something that I've never done before, and I needed to do something different. I think it was kind of something for myself, like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, this is gonna be the time that I'm gonna make it through this. I'm gonna do it from start to finish and not have to worry about any of it.
To do that, honey. We're having a little technical difficulties on the Facebook side here.
Go ahead, just keep talking.
We're gonna keep talking. Okay, so go to the manager. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's talk about how do you feel like that video journal, because it was an interesting one. How do you feel like that helped you, with
Well, I started recording kind of every day and what I was experiencing and
what's the caption?
and everything like that.
Keep talking. I'll switch.
And
keep going.
it was really, each day there were different things that happened. It was, really hard one day. The next day it was like, okay, I made it through. It wasn't a big deal. But video recording it, I don't know, I kind of stopped in the middle of it, I think just because time ran out throughout the day and things like that. But then I forgot about it until that last day when I came in to weigh in. And I came in and it was like, I couldn't believe the results that I saw. And the side-by-side pictures and things like that, when we did the pictures, and it was like, okay, if I can do this in 6 weeks, if I can just make this little tiny step that was huge for me, so small, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep doing this.
Yeah.
It was seeing those results.
So that's good and all, but what I'm taken back by is that that's very personal, and for you to decide to share that with us, your actual video of your journey of your 6-week challenge. I was actually taken back when I opened up the inbox and I saw the video footage, and it's like, you're expressing vulnerability. Yeah. So what made you decide to share that with us in order for us to kind of share it amongst the other women?
Because if anybody's ever afraid to do this, it's something that you need to dive in head first and do it.
Yeah.
And I was just hoping that if that affected one person in my life, one person at all, and they took something from it, then that would be a good thing.
And I think that that's a testament to a lot of the things that happen here and kind of why we do the Coffee with MP, because it's great that you guys are here sharing your stories and your journeys with people out there who are watching or who are going to watch this. And they're probably going to say, man, if she can do it, I can do it. And even if you can touch just one person, that's what matters. So
for sure. Again, guys, for those of you that are just tuning in, our apologies. We are having some technical difficulties on the Facebook Live side of things, so we just want to get you caught up. Again, we're meeting with special guest, Midwest Performance member Amy Ballard. She's sharing her journey throughout her 6-week and 12-week challenges, and she lost 26.4 pounds throughout the process. So she just began to explain how she did a video log or a documentary on herself, and she decided to share that with us, which it did end up touching a lot of our women here, which is super cool.
I want to talk a little bit about the fact that when you came in, there was a goal to be met for the 6-week challenge, right? And I'm sure that in your head, you're like, there's no flipping way that's going to happen. Like, this is no way. Yeah, right. There was, Amy likes to use other words other than flipping, but for Facebook Live side of things, I'm going to just go ahead and say that.
All right.
But you managed to get pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So I think, what did it feel like when you stepped on that scale on the last day of the 6 weeks and you're like, wow, like this shit actually.
Right. I couldn't believe it. And even like, I think the measurements were really the biggest thing, because I knew some weeks you don't lose anything.
Yeah.
And it's discouraging, but you're like, okay, but my clothes are falling off.
Right.
How is this possible?
Right.
And you have to keep going.
That's
the best thing that can ever happen to you.
Right.
So sometimes you just have to say, toss the scale. It's,
right.
That's not the important part. It's the important part is coming in here, having a good time with everybody, and developing friendships, and having like that release from a bad day at work.
Yeah.
You can just come.
I like that you said that, toss the scale, because a lot of ladies are very dependent on it, and they like to weigh themselves literally every day.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to just kind of set that aside and move forward?
I go back and forth. There's some times where I get addicted to it, and then there's times where I'm like, you know what, just go away, go away. especially when it's giving you, 4 different weights in the same minute. That's a little frustrating. But again, it's watch your clothes get bigger. Do you feel better? I feel phenomenal. I feel better than I have in, God, since I was a teenager probably.
Wow, that makes me happy to hear.
And have you been injured yet?
Pulled muscles, but
Sore muscles, pulled muscles, but nothing like that stopped you from
Sore
completely
muscles
stopped your
and
journey.
Sore muscles and pulled muscles are 2 completely different
I
things,
agree.
though.
Yeah.
Pulled muscles, take a break.
Right.
Just rest,
Yeah.
because you're gonna hate yourself later.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna make it worse.
Right.
Sore muscles, you'll get over it.
Right.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
So the next question we had for you, Amy, is it's kind of a twofold question. Have you had any setbacks during your
That's a
time
good
here?
question. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And how have you been able to what were your setbacks? Kind of what are some things that you struggled with, and how were you able to overcome those things?
There's setbacks every day of your life. You're always going to be dealing with those, so you're going to bring those to the gym every once in a while too.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah. I like that you said that.
There's nothing you can do. For example, I was just sharing with you the other day about we were taking my measurements. Oh God. And they weren't panning out as I had really hoped. But we had come back from the holidays. Then I was in Vegas for almost 2 weeks. Got deathly ill, and
I remember that.
I was out of here for probably a good 3 to 4 weeks. But I knew that I would come back.
Right.
And it was slow, and last night just kind of proved that I needed that little break, and now I'm back into it. And last night I hit it hard.
Yeah, that's awesome. So guys, if you're finding value from what Amy is talking to us about here, please give us some love, some hearts, show her some love, some thumbs up.
We like hearts.
Yes,
There
we do
go.
love hearts.
Yeah,
so.
we like hearts. I want to talk about something that you just mentioned, and that's about kind of stumbling along your path and understanding that it's okay and it happens, but you still came back.
Yeah.
You didn't allow your setback to stop you completely in your tracks. It kind of set you up kind
For
of
a comeback,
cliche, but
yeah.
for a comeback.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important because even sometimes your body does need a break like that.
Yes.
Your mind needs a break like that too from fitness, but that break doesn't mean that you just stop altogether.
Yeah.
That means you take a break, you rest, you maybe do some recovery stuff, or if you are busy and on vacation, things like that, but you come right back to the gym and you do exactly what you did, before your break. Right? You never let that stop you, and I think that that's a testament to you and your tenacity and your just drive to be a better person. And I did your measurements the other day, and you were like, "It's okay, like it's life," but you know that you have the tools and the knowledge and the skills to keep going and go right back to where you were.
Yeah, you can't let it get you down. And it was just I was working with my dietitian, and she just said, you got to remember that you're not going to lose, or you're not going to gain. You lost 10 pounds. You're not going to gain 10 pounds in 10 days.
Right.
It's not going to happen that way.
Yeah.
So it's a little setback. That's all it is. And you overcome it. And I'm already there.
That's awesome.
I'm back on the wagon.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So go ahead.
I did want to ask you something that you shared with us the other day about an incident that had happened during your workout. And you said right away, it didn't faze me at all. I have a boost of confidence. Can you explain how did your confidence increase? How did your confidence get boosted? Just sharing that story with us, I could use that, from from a standpoint. I'm sure some of the viewers here would like to know as well, what gave you that boost of confidence?
It always hits me in the middle of a workout. You're really going, you're hitting it hard, and there's an exercise maybe that you've never been able to do. And for me, one of them is burpees.
We love burpees.
It's
love
a
burpees
struggle
here.
for me, but it just, the one day I really said, you know what, here's the day I'm going to do it. And I did it, and I did it. It was great. It was great. Have I done it again? No. But I'm working towards that next step to be able to do it again.
Right.
It's different every day. And you got to go with it.
Right. I think that is another testament again to just your drive and your will to just win, to literally just win. No matter
We all
what.
love the win.
Right.
Yeah.
And you always want to find Marcia works with a lot of coaches. I work with a coach, and my coach always tells me, find the win in your day, no matter what it is, whether it's inside the gym or outside the gym. Find your wins for the day. The things that you can say to yourself, I conquered that today and I killed it. Whether that's your workout, whether that's at work, whether that's doing your hair and your makeup's just on point in the morning, or whatever it is. Find your wins no matter how big or how small they are. But you have to allow yourself those things, because some people, and especially women, and I think you guys both have seen this, we beat ourselves up a lot. We beat ourselves up a lot, and we always find the losses. It seems like we're always finding the losses in the day. We're always finding the things that we really struggled at. But if we can kind of make that small mindset shift into finding the wins, it can make a world of a difference in your entire day. I encourage our audience, even just for the next week, make a goal for yourself that every day you're going to find at least one win. Like Amy's win the other day was doing a burpee. Maybe she didn't do it, hasn't done it since, but that's okay. For that day, that was her win. And she found that win, and it was a good win for her. So I encourage you to find your wins in the day.
And it's just celebrating the milestones along the way. I think a lot of people just look at it from getting from one point to the other, but they miss out the biggest point, which is the journey throughout the entire process. So just keep that in mind. Celebrate the milestones.
For sure. The next question that we had for you is, how have you managed to gain so much confidence? So when you first came in here, mind you, Amy is a very confident person no matter what. That's just how she is. She's a ball of fire. She really is. But I remember even meeting you just being a little bit timid and not really sure like how this was going to go, and now you're like a force to be reckoned with. Here. Like everybody knows who you are. Like you're the boisterous one, and everybody that loves being around you. So I just want to figure out how you came in from the journey of hi mom, my mom's watching, hi mom. So the journey of not having a lot of confidence when you first walked in the door to now being like you own it every time you're here.
I see people walk in every day that are new here, and they're just, the big eyes.
Deer in the headlights.
Oh my God, what am I doing? And I just you're gonna be fine. If you can't do an exercise, you got to remember that there's a modification for everything. And even if you can't do that modification, there's even a modification for the modification.
Right.
So
I like that you said that.
And I'm still doing that. There's still people that are way more advanced than I am that are still doing modifications, because you're going to have your good days and your bad. And I love coming in here because I always say we all look like hell in here. And I love it because we don't care what we look like. We're here to support each other. Everybody that walks through the door is just like, hey, and we're so excited. We could be dripping in sweat. We still hug each other, and it's a great feeling. And so I tell anyone new, you gotta keep going, and if it hurts, don't do it. That's the biggest thing.
Nobody's judging you, right?
Nobody's judging you. No one ever judges anything here.
I like that you said that, and here's another observation that we kind of had throughout the week. We met with one of our trainers earlier on this week, and something that stuck out to us that she had said about our members was that out of all the gyms that she's ever worked at, out of all the classes that she's ever taught, that the members here are the most determined, the most willing to work, the most passionate, the most driven people that she's ever taught in class before in her life. And she's been teaching group fitness for a long time. So that was pretty cool to hear her say and make that observation of our members here. And I think that's true. Anybody that comes in here will see that. And the crazy thing is we just had a lady, and I don't know if Delilah, maybe you're watching this, but she was here for class today. And she tagged us in a post afterwards, and she was just like, look at my shirt, I'm just all drenched in sweat. She's like, it was so much fun. She's like, I think I found my new Chicagoland gym with one class. So it's like, but it's because today was buddy day, and we're always, like you said, everybody's always here to encourage each other and lift each other up and pump each other up and get each other through these tough workouts. And it's not about the workout here. The workouts are great, right? The workouts are great anywhere. A squat is a squat is a squat, no matter where you go. Everybody's gonna do squats. It's about the community of people that you guys have fostered this, not us. It's the people here who have really fostered that. So I think that's what the confidence.
One of the big things that I always say is that the biggest step to getting here, and sometimes I say it's 50%, but honestly I think it's 75%.
I like that.
Getting your foot through the door.
Yeah.
That is your workout. Getting your foot through the door. Once you're here, it's easy. I mean, yes, it's hard work, and
Yeah.
you know, you really got to do it, but it's just that threshold. Once you get past it, it doesn't even matter anymore.
I would agree.
It doesn't even matter.
I agree too. So, guys, again, if you're just tuning in, we're here with MP member Amy Ballard. Give us some love again if you are actually getting some sort of value out of this, and by her sharing her journey here at Midwest Performance. So, with that being said, the next question that we have.
We're out of questions, but
We
I know,
are.
But I know Amy has some advice that she would like
Yes.
to share. So we're gonna let Amy share kind of her advice for anybody. And I want to make sure that we make this clear that it's not about, oh, you have to come here.
Right.
It's about just getting up and going somewhere, whether it's outside, whether it's the park district, whether it's the YMCA. It does
Even
not
at
matter to
home.
us at home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Even if you start making 10 trips up and down your stairs during the day just to get active, like that's what matters. And so whatever it is, just get up and do it. And I know Amy has some good advice to share with you guys.
Yeah, and you know, my two best friends, one's in Madison, the other one's in Detroit, and those girls still ask me every day, okay, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do that's different that I haven't already been doing? And we talk about it all the time, and we're a really tight group of girls, and being able to kind of have that same feeling walking into here is really pretty phenomenal. But one word of advice that I really like to tell people is that everybody's breaking point is different. You're going to have your doctor tell you need to get fit. Your family needs to tell you get fit. Your friends, everybody in your life is going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. You got to do it for you.
Right.
You are the number one in your life. You got to do it for you. You can't do it for anybody but you. You have to take that moment in your life and become selfish.
Yeah. So, what was the breaking point for you again? If you could.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Oh.
I had moved back to this area. I really didn't have a whole lot. Started a new job, and I needed to do something for myself. I was ready to kind of create a new path.
That's good.
It was tough. It was really, really tough, but I was the only one that I had.
And your dogs, and her really cute dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah.
what's super cool is that I think now that you're here, you gained a whole new family.
Yes.
You know, and
Absolutely.
we're all like family here, which is amazing. Let me grab some Kleenex for you.
I think that what Amy is trying to say is that it's okay to be at a low point. Like it's okay.
It is.
But you can't stay there. Like
Right.
you can't stay down here. Like you have to be the one that takes the step to get higher in life and to grow and to succeed in whatever you decide to do. You can't just kind of throw yourself a pity party. You gotta
Yeah.
like put your big girl panties on and do something for
Exactly.
yourself.
It's got to come from you. It's got to come from inside you. It cannot come from someone else. It has to come from you. And that's my best advice for anybody.
Let's talk. I want to talk just briefly because we just have a minute or two left. But I want to just talk briefly. Amy just turned 40. She does not look 40, but she just
No,
turned 40.
not at all. Yes.
And I share like what 40 is like for you now, and how you feel at 40 now. Because I know that there's going to be people that watch this that are like hate 42, but you've kind of embraced it.
Well, it's funny. Last night in class, Sabrina and there was another new person with us, and she's like, "I'm 39," and Sabrina says, "I'm 40." I went, "What? Wait, I didn't know Sabrina's 42." So, you know, there's more people that are you're surrounded with that you realize are finally are 40 as well, or kind of around that breaking point where it's like the midlife crisis. And, honestly, I feel good. I feel better than I ever have, and it's an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even explain it until you actually cross the threshold.
Do you feel like you're doing things in your 40s that you weren't doing in your 30s?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
40 is the new 30, people.
I guess it
40
is.
is the new 30.
I'm super excited.
So let's open it up. We have a couple minutes left. Let's open it up. Let's open it up for some Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, Marcia's got the Q&A up open over here. So if you guys have any questions, why don't you guys go ahead and post in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and answer. Is that a question right there? I can't.
Hi,
read.
Joy.
Oh, is that a friend of yours?
Yes.
Yay! That's exciting. I don't know if my mom saw it. I was like, hey, mom.
Joy says, "We love you, Amy. You're an inspiration."
Yay.
That's super cool.
I love you more.
I love you more. That's awesome. Any other questions or comments, guys? No, we got a lot of people over on Instagram too. That's cool.
That is really cool. So,
All right, guys, cool. Well, we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for joining us today, Amy. It's such a pleasure having you here. We love you so much. Amy, if you guys come into the studio, I know Amy is one of our ambassadors, so she's more than happy to help any of our new fierce females coming in. Is that Amy Clark? Does she have a question?
Can you talk to me about your diet or food struggle?
Okay, let's talk about that a little
Oh
bit.
gosh, that's a huge question that people have been asking me on a daily basis ever since I started this. So, one of the greatest things I think was the 6-week challenge, because you get down to the bare bones of food. It's giving you a list. You have to pick from these things, and then you have to kind of work from it with spices and things like that. You would be amazed at what you can come up with and what advice you get from anybody else around you. It's not as hard as it looks. When it's presented to you, you're like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
But it's really just take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Food, I love food. I'm not gonna.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. Food is wonderful, and bad food is even more wonderful. If it tastes good, that probably means that it's bad for you. But again, one day at a time. That's the biggest thing. And there's days that I go over, and there's days that I'm under, and just remember, tomorrow is new, and you can always start fresh.
Yeah.
So when it came to that 6-week challenge, my question for you is, throughout that struggle, did you have accountability? And if so, how did that help and work in your favor?
The accountability was mostly here.
She had an amazing accountability
I
coach.
really did. She was pretty cool. That was really very, very helpful. Brittany was available all the time, even just for we called it my love letters to her.
Her emails were the best.
I would sit and I'd start out with one sentence, and all of a sudden I would just be spewing everything all over the computer, and I'm like, oh my God.
So you weren't alone, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And the other thing that I loved too was the Facebook group. One of the things that I saw, when I first saw the Facebook group, I thought, oh great, another Facebook group that's going to drive me crazy, and I'm going to get all these notifications. And when I get the notifications for this group,
You're like,
hey, what did they say?
So,
what did they say? Because
for those that are watching and don't know what she's referring to, here at Midwest Performance, there is a secret elite page that each member has granted access to. So once you become a member, you're submitted into that group. So
and it's hysterical. We laugh and we cry, and we motivate each other through it. And it's one of the groups that I can't stay off of.
that's awesome.
Okay, guys, we gotta wrap it up. It's 12:30. We got some barbell clinic ladies that want to get in this studio, so we're gonna get
Yes.
started.
So-
But Amy Clark is a member of ours. So Amy, why don't you reach out to Amy?
Yes.
Right, you guys get connected. I'm sure she can help you with some food suggestions, kind of on the backside of things, so we
Yes.
can wrap this up. And
So for any of you that are catching the replay, it's never too late to always ask questions. So feel free to go ahead and in that inbox or the actual field comment on that question, and we'd be more than happy, and or Amy, to answer that for you. So
thanks, guys, for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week on
Bye.
Saturday. Bye.
we will never use your phone again.